with friends. I give out good. No, I had to see it before I made it happen. I'm the leader of the ship, I feel like I'm the captain. I put in hard work, now they think that it was magic. Had a ton of money, make it to my favorite habit. Yeah, you know I got the vision. I wanna flex, fly with jet, count up a check, yeah, get out of debt, 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 I wanna flex.
Welcome everyone. Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever in the world you're joining us. Welcome today. I am so excited to be here again with you and give you a virtual vacation. I know we all want to travel. I absolutely can't stand it. I'm ready to go somewhere. And this week is cruise week. We're going to bring to you the different things the cruise lines are doing. Have you talked directly with our representatives from a couple of cruise lines this week? So you can, I know there's a lot of you cruisers out there and you can't wait. There's nothing more fun than going on a cruise with a group of people that you enjoy being with. Most of my vacations are on cruises and I love it because I get to see many destinations with one trip, great dining, lots of fun, and lots of entertainment. It's just that one stop and then you get to see so many places. It's a wonderful vacation. So I wanted everyone to hear it from Carnival Cruise Lines today. We have a guest, Karen Needham, and she's gonna tell us exactly what's going on and more about Carnival Cruise Lines. So I hope everyone enjoys this. Are you there, Karen?
She is not on.
Oh, she is not on. Oh, goodness. Okay, well, let me just check with her real quick because she was going to be on. You know what? I know so much about Carnival that I could probably do this if she doesn't get on. But let me just check with her real quick. Okay. I just saw an ad today with Carnival. They were up 600% in bookings. So I thought that was very interesting, and I think that's because they made an announcement when they're going to start sailing again, and some of the precaution measures they've taken and put in place. So that's good news, really good news. The industry is really happy to hear that. So, okay, she said she's on and she can see and hear me. So,
she must be on as a panelist, or excuse me, as an attendee. So let me go ahead and make her a panelist.
oh, okay, sorry. All right, good. All right, we'll get this going. So yeah, I'm ready to go on my next cruise, and I know a lot of you are too, because the cruise industry it's just so much fun. It's a great way to take a vacation, and I know we heard a lot of bad things during the COVID-19 time, but also there were a lot of good cruises that went that didn't have problems, even right up till the end. I know this because we have a bunch of travel agents, and they were able to do that. So, is Karen with us yet?
Almost.
Okay. Let's see, what else can I tell you?
I think she is.
They
now.
have, oh, she is. Oh.
And make you host.
Okay, great.
How's that?
Great.
Here I am.
Nice to see you. Okay, good. Well, I was going to try to do it, and it's much better for you to do it. Everyone, I'm going to step aside and let you hear from Karen with Carnival Cruise Lines.
Super. Okay, so hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today for a brief update on the current situation and also a little virtual tour of our shipboard experience. Obviously, these are difficult times for all of us in the industry, but we are confident as an industry that we are going to get through this. So we're happy to have you here today. Let me share my screen. Okay. Can you see that, Lori?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, I obviously linked into the, I clicked on the wrong link to get in this morning, so I apologize for the delay. So briefly, I just want to update everybody on what's happening with our pause in service. When you visit our website, carnival.com, and you click on the health and sailing update link in the upper left-hand corner, this is what you're going to see. This is the place to go to stay up to date on everything that we're doing in terms of canceled sailings, in terms of our ship cleaning standards, you know, tips on how to stay healthy on a cruise. This is a very fluid situation, so I would urge you to stay connected to this link if you want to get the most the most up-to-date information. Again, besides the detailed on canceled sailings, you can see there's a lot of other information here, so be sure you scroll down far enough to see these other banners. So at this time, we are planning to focus on our return of service on just a few select home ports starting on August 1st. Keep in mind, though, that any return to service, whenever that will be, is fully dependent on our continued cooperation with federal, state, and local authorities and government officials, the CDC. In support of public health initiatives, our return to service will obviously include some enhanced operational protocols and social gathering guidelines. So again, please stay connected to this link for the most up-to-date information. Okay, so let's talk about the fun stuff. You know, what we're finding is, and with this pause in service, we don't want people to forget why they love cruising and why cruising is so wonderful. So I want to share with you some slides and pictures and fun things to do on the ships and destination pictures, just to keep you all engaged and excited about cruising in the future. So this is just a brief Carnival overview for those of you that are new to Carnival. So please indulge me here for just a second. Carnival is the flagship company of Carnival Corp, which now includes 9 different brands and represents 50% of the cruise industry. When we began in '72, our founders set out with a mission to have cruising be accessible and fun for everyone. Since then, we have led in the development of modern day cruising as we know it today, and we've become the world's most popular cruise line, which we're very proud of. Our cruises appeal to anyone looking for a fun, affordable, a little less pretentious vacation. We carry the most families, senior adults, and first-time cruisers with an average age of about 48. No other cruise line in the industry has experienced the transformation that Carnival has over the years, and I've had a front row seat to that because I've actually been with Carnival for many years. I won't tell you exactly how many in case you do the math. With upgrades in food and service and entertainment, and of course the ships. So we are typically now voted the best value at sea by most cruise guides year after year, and we enjoy 98% satisfaction. We're receiving several awards every year that we didn't necessarily receive in those humble early years. So we're very proud of who we've become. So we have 26 ships sailing from 16 US home ports, the most of any cruise line. 50% of the US population is within a 5-hour drive of one of our home ports, which makes cruising obviously more affordable and convenient than ever before. And it's a big reason for our rapid growth over the years. So we don't have time, unfortunately, to cover all 26 ships, but I want to focus today on some of the newer ships and also what's ahead. So the Vista Class ships are currently the newest in our fleet. These are 133,000 tons, carrying about 4,000 guests. We have the Vista in Galveston, the Horizon in Miami, and the Panorama recently debuted in Long Beach, California. So we have the newest ships currently spread out nicely throughout the country. So these ships have lots of new bells and whistles that we didn't have on our previous ships, including the first ever IMAX theater. We have Havana Cabins, Havana Cabins for the first time, featuring a private outdoor pool and access to your own bar area, pictured up in the right-hand corner. Guests must be at least 12 years old to sail in those cabins. And we're actually now brewing our own craft beer at sea, believe it or not. These ships also feature, and you may have seen or heard about these by now or sailed on one of these ships, but we also feature Skyride, spectacular water parks and splash parks. We have a family harbor lounge now on these ships with games and breakfast and movies and video games for anyone staying in the family staterooms. And then we have Guy's Smokehouse Brewhouse featuring Guy Fieri's phenomenal barbecue. We all know he does a great burger, but now he's also proved that he's pretty good with barbecue as well. So let's talk about the future briefly. Arriving later this year, the first of our new XL class ships will be named the Mardi Gras in honor of the very first ship in Carnival's fleet back in 1972. She'll be 180,000 tons, carry approximately 5,200 guests, and she will be sailing from Port Canaveral, Florida. Her sister, not yet to be named, will arrive in 2022 and sail from Port Canaveral. So here are a few sample venues that we're excited about, including the Grand Central Atrium, which spans 3 decks and features floor-to-ceiling windows as well as seating for live entertainment. We have French Quarter that features a New Orleans jazz club, and excited about the fact that we have Emeril Lagasse's first restaurant at sea called Emeril's Bistro 1396. Other venues include Summer Landing, featuring Guy's Pig and Anchor Smokehouse, a poolside bar called The Watering Hole, plus Swirl soft serve ice cream. We have the Ultimate Playground, which, believe it or not, will feature the first ever roller coaster at sea. This area also features our largest waterworks park, as well as Sports Square with miniature golf, basketball, jogging track, ropes course. Then we have La Piazza for a taste of everything Italian, including Cucina del Capitano restaurant, our 24-hour pizza, and then Lido will be debuting a 2-level Red Frog Tiki Bar, a place called Street Eats, which I think is going to be kind of a concentration on what you would find on some of the more gourmet popular food trucks. And then we're also debuting Big Chicken, which is Shaq's new place, and it will be amazing. Okay, so here are a few sample staterooms on board the ship. We've got Ocean View Cabins, the Havana Cabin, Family Harbor staterooms, and the Ocean Suite. But we are also introducing XL suites, and this is just a nice variety of larger size suites on the Mardi Gras. This is the presidential suite, and balcony, topping out at 1,120 square feet as the largest. And then another interesting and fun new venue is called Loft 19, which will be an exclusive outdoor area for anyone that's booked in the Excel Suites, featuring cabanas and a private pool area and bar. So again, here's, we're home porting in Port Canaveral with this ship. We don't have a definitive start date because of all the changes that are happening. But ultimately, she's going to be sailing on 2 itineraries, one Eastern Caribbean and one Western Caribbean. Okay, so when we ask people the #1 most important thing for them on a cruise, it's always about the food. So by the way, this makes great social media content right now to remind people the #1 reason that they love cruising is because of all the choices of food on board. We are typically voted, as I said earlier, the best value at sea year after year, and our food is a big reason why. So beyond main dining, we offer lots of other choices throughout the ship. Our specialty restaurants include our award-winning steakhouse, one of the top ranked at sea. And here's an inside tip. We actually offer a complimentary bottle of wine on the first night, so be sure you keep that in mind if you're a wine drinker. We have Italian sushi, we have teppanyaki, and more, including, of course, the ever popular Guy's Burger joint, featuring, humbly speaking, I think the best burgers at sea, and they're complimentary, unlimited. Be careful how many you eat. We have Blue Iguana Cantina, which features made-to-order burritos and tacos with incredibly fresh ingredients. Everything at these restaurants is made to order and very reasonably priced if there is an upcharge. So are you hungry yet? Okay, so these are 2 kind of special experiences, especially for any foodies out there. We offer Chef's Table, which is a multi-course dinner hosted by our executive chef right off the kitchen, right off the galley. Perfect for a special occasion. We start with champagne and hors d'oeuvres, followed by a personalized galley tour, and then more amazing courses after that. Since this is limited to about 14 people, it's best to book this in advance online. This is a little pricey, but well worth the charge when you compare it to similar experiences on land. And then featured on the panorama, and hopefully more ships to follow in the future, we just debuted Carnival Kitchen, which presently is offering a variety of cooking classes on board. And you can actually book that as a shore excursion in advance. And it is very popular so far. So I would advise booking that in advance. Okay, so as I mentioned, we carry the most families at sea. So we're always trying to find ways to enhance the experience on board for families. We have a complimentary children's program starting at the age of 2 called Camp Ocean. Besides these 3 age groups, we also have separate programs, of course, for the younger and older teens. And then continuing with our family enhancement on board, we partnered a few years ago with Dr. Seuss. And so we've got featured here our character breakfast, character parade, as well as Dr. Bookville.
You know, I want to butt in and say something. I knew my son and his family was going on a cruise, and ahead of time, I had their cabin totally decorated Dr. Seuss, and they loved it. It just was such a big, great experience for the kids.
Yeah, that is something we've added now to our fun shops, you know, Bon Voyage gifts. You can actually now, if you've got a family and you want to do decorations with Dr. Seuss, it is really cute. Thanks for mentioning that, Lori. Okay, so this is our complimentary fitness center called Cloud9 Fitness Center. And then I also wanted to do a quick shout out for the entire spa. These are some of the complimentary amenities that we offer spa cabin guests, including unlimited access to our thermal suite, which does cost additional. This is a different level of service in the spa that you have to pay a nominal fee for unless you're in a spa cabin. You also get priority spa appointments as well as exclusive discounts on some of our services while we're in port. Entertainment is also mentioned as an important thing for our guests. It's actually food #1, service #2, entertainment #3. And so we've really tried to enhance the entire nighttime experience on board our ships. Here are some of our complimentary branded shows that we rotate on a regular basis among all of our ships. And for additional fun on board, we have complimentary comedy shows most evenings throughout the cruise. We actually have Hasbro, the game show, where we actually bring your favorite board games to life on stage and with audience participation. We have Lip Sync Battle, which gives our guests the opportunity to sort of channel their inner idols. If you've seen the show on I'm not sure what cable channel that's on, but that's a popular show, obviously, on TV. And then I had to include a few of our more popular bars, including Alchemy and the Red Frog Pub, of course, our friendly casinos. And not pictured here, we just recently partnered with Family Feud, and we'll be introducing that game show on stage with the new Mardi Gras. Okay, and so in terms of outdoor fun, we talked earlier about the sports square. Another idea of fun for some of our guests might be hanging out in our adult-only area called Serenity, which is available now on all of our ships. Also featured here again is our water park. And then one of the main benefits, of course, of cruising is being able to visit several destinations in one trip. So here is just a small sample of some of our popular excursions in the Caribbean. You know, these are some that I've done myself. Some of you may have done those. Some are a little bit more adventurous than others, but that's what I think is so wonderful about cruising. If you just want to relax on the beach at Half Moon Cay, or you know, take a trolley tour in Key West, you've got those kinds of choices. But if you're a little bit more adventurous, we have cave tubing in Belize, which I highly recommend. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And then we've got swimming with the stingrays in Grand Cayman, which is always popular. And then, of course, dolphin encounters are not only can we offer that in Cozumel, but we also offer that in several other Caribbean ports as well. So
Karen, I have a question. I have a question that came up. You talked about the younger age groups, and you kind of mentioned there was some things to do for the older preteens and teens. What kind of things do they offer?
So we have, for the younger teens, we have a program called Circle C. And for the older teens, we have Club O2. And those two groups have their own designated area on the ship where they can hang out, play games. We do a lot of activities throughout the ship, like scavenger hunts. So we have a whole separate program just for those two age groups as well.
Good, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so that was again, just a very brief tour. There's a lot more that I could have included here, but for the sake of time, I didn't want to go into too much detail. But I guess I just, first of all, want to thank all of you for hanging in there. I hope that you're confident that we will be out there again soon. It's just, you know, it might be a little bit different in terms of the protocols and social distancing, but we're pretty confident that we will be back hopefully sooner versus later. So,
well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Karen. I had one more question. I can answer this one. They asked if you needed a passport to cruise. If you're departing from a U.S. port and returning to a U.S. port, you don't have to have a passport, but you do need proof of citizenship, like a certified birth certificate if you're a U.S. citizen. If you're a non-U.S. citizen, you'll need a passport. However, it's always a good idea to have your passport. I escort a lot of groups, and I've had everything that could possibly happen. And once I had someone get left in the Bahamas and had a very hard time to fly home because they didn't have their passport. So it's a good idea to have your passport with you. If not, you can cruise without one, but you will have to have a certified original birth certificate. And that is if you're a U.S. citizen. Is that, am I correct, Karen?
Correct. Now, yes, there are some ports of call that do require a passport. I mean, you know, for the most part, anything in the Caribbean, you just need a certified copy of your birth certificate if you're a U.S. citizen, correct. We do highly, highly recommend, like you said, though, that you do get a passport and take it on board, because you just never know what could happen. And in the unlikely event that something happens, it's obviously good to have that. So.
Correct. And then I had one more question. I know this is a fluid situation, but maybe you can answer it delicately. When are cruises starting back up again?
So if you visit our website and open up the list of canceled sailings, which I didn't really go into today, bear with me 1 second here. We're basically going to be likely returning in phases, right? So what we've announced so far is that everything, all of our cruises are definitely canceled through July 31st. We are hoping to start back again on August 1st with just a few select ships. But if you open that site, it'll show you all the list of all of our, our cruises and when into the future those are canceled. So it just depends on the ship. It depends on the departure port. So if you take a look at our website, you'll see a list of all of our sailings, and it'll mention specific ships that we're hoping to start back again on August 1st. Again, this is fluid. Continue to stay tuned. We've had a couple rounds of canceled sailings. So you just have to kind of stay connected to that link if you want to stay up to date.
Perfect. So the answer really is go to their website and check that out, because it is a fluid situation and could change.
And that again is carnival.com. If you look in the upper left-hand corner of our home page, you will see that link that says Health and Sailing Update. Just click on that. And again, a month from now could be different information. So again, just stay connected often.
Perfect. Well, it sure was nice to see all those great offers. Maybe this was the first time you really got to see what Carnival was really about, and all the great places to eat and all the great entertainment, and how much there really is to do on a cruise ship. Now, I've been on the mega cruise ships. I've been on the cruise ships that have nearly 6,000 people, and I don't feel crowded, and I don't feel like there's a lot of people on there, because there's so many options. And one little plug, I did that chef's table on Carnival. Oh my goodness, I'll never forget it. It was amazing. But here's a tip, go hungry. Go there hungry, because they're gonna feed you a lot of food, and it's just fabulous. And you get to hear about each one and how it was prepared. Very, very great virtual vacation for us today, Karen. Thank you so much. I know it's got me wanting to go on my next cruise as soon as possible, as soon as we're allowed, because it is so much fun. So thank you for joining us today, everyone. And thank you again, Karen. And
thank you, Lori.
On Thursday.
Have a great day. Thank you.